Now, today is the start of National Book Week, a week set aside to embrace the value of reading and share it with as many people as possible. And this morning, I want to share with you a very exciting book I came across. It is called Making Champions, an inspiring book about some of South Africa's greatest sporting heroes and how they got to where they are today. And joining us this morning is author Michael Jenkins and also one of the world's finest ultra-distance runners, our very own Ryan Sands. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Expresso.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jeez, Michael, I want to start with you. First of all, happy spring, by the way. Did you enjoy Spring Day yesterday?
Yeah, it was fantastic, thank you.
Lovely, even though it's still a little chilly in Cape Town. Making Champions. Michael, this was a book that really got me gripped, focused right at the beginning, and I almost couldn't put it down, but I knew I had to because I had a very early morning. But let's talk a bit about the book. Here you describe a lot of South Africa's sporting heroes and how they got to where they are today. In a nutshell, take us through the book, the writing process. What was it like working with the athletes in terms of their busy training schedules as well?
Yeah, the idea behind Making Champions was to sit down with 13 of our top athletes from a variety of different sporting codes and really hear their stories and tell their stories. I think that anyone who's reached the very, very top of their game has learned lessons and developed habits and character traits that all of us can learn from and benefit from. So that was the thought process. Can we distill something down from each of these guys and learn something from them? And then I think the interview process was quite difficult to get 13 people, in a short space of time to carve an interview slot out. But it was a really, really enjoyable process.
Yes.
Sitting down with guys like Ryan and hearing the stories that got them to where they are.
Indeed. How did you decide on the different athletes that you would like to focus in the book? And I mean, just if you can name a couple. I mean, I know there's A.B. de Villiers, Beaton Tawarira, Ryan Sands, of course.
Yes, Siyabonga Nomvete, Kotso Mokoena on the front, Marsha Marisha, Bridget Hartley, a few others, Alfie Cox. I think I really was looking for individuals who are at the very, very top of their game internationally. So the idea was that men and women who really are world class in their discipline. And I think the second criteria for me was people who are great role models and people who've got a really interesting and compelling story.
That's it. Like Ryan here, because I mean, I read your story, and what's nice about the book and what you wrote is you could really gain an understanding as to how you came into the world of running, because it was interesting to read the fact that your talent actually caught up with you, and it's not actually the other way normally it works. You chase what you want to do, or you develop your talent. So quickly tell us your story as to how you got into ultra distance running, because it was quite by accident, I believe.
Yeah, basically, in a nutshell, I did get into running by accident. It was last year at university. I always used to go up to the Neisner Oyster Festival to have a big party up there. But finally, at university, I had a bunch of friends running the half marathon.
But let's just get you were a rugby player.
Yeah, I was a rugby player and tried to do a bit of surfing as well throughout vast years. Like, I got a bit small to continue playing rugby. So that was my background. So I was always quite active, but never dreamed of being a runner or thought it wasn't cool. I didn't really enjoy it. And last year at university, ended up running the Neisner marathon. I was actually supposed to do the half, but I entered too late and actually really enjoyed it and the running bug bit. And I think I've always been someone that's it's all or nothing. So about a year later, I found myself entering the Gobi Desert Race, which was quite a massive challenge for me. But it was just a really
and
really
you're
cool
also
expensive.
The first person to win all 4 Desert Series races. I mean, I'm talking about the Gobi. What are the other 3? The Gobi, the Antarctica?
Yes, it was the Gobi, the Sahara, the Atacama, and then Antarctica at the end.
Exactly. And they're all completely different from each other. What is it like to run? I mean, we're talking 250 kilometers odd over a couple of days.
Yeah, it is pretty. I think mentally it's really challenging. You got to really focus on just kind of taking it one step at a time. I try and break a race down to lots of little mini goals and just try and get through one day at a time. And when things are tough, it's about getting through like 10 steps at a time. So it's really, you learn a lot about yourself, and I really enjoy it because I really get to push my boundaries.
That whole story is described here in the book. Michael, lastly, the proceeds to this book, it goes to the development program that you started, the Ubuntu Football Academy.
Yes, it's a sports development and mentorship program I've been involved in for about 4 years. And so I'm really grateful to the athletes who gave their time, because they've been a part of supporting the next generation of champions.
Yes, brilliant. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Making Champions by Michael Jenkins. It is a fantastic book, and you can really just gain a better understanding into some of South Africa's true sporting heroes and what it takes for them to be at the top of their game. Get it? Making Champions out now. We'll be back after